नमस्ते, हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया। दिस इज JVN डॉक्टर राकेश शर्मा, प्रोफेसर डिपार्टमेंट ऑर्गन ऑफ मेडिसिन एंड होम्योपैथिक फिलोसॉफी, फैकल्टी ऑफ होम्योपैथिक साइंस, ज्योति विद्यापीठ, वुमेन्स यूनिवर्सिटी। I welcome all of you in today's session. Our today's session is Henneman's theory of miasm and chronic diseases, parts 2. Henneman sums up the issue in these questions. Ben's then this unfavorable result of the continued treatment of the non-venereal chronic diseases even by homeopathy. What was the reason of the thousands of unsuccessful endeavors to heal the other diseases of a chronic nature so that lasting health might result? Why then can't this vital force efficiently affected through homeopathic medicine produce any true and lasting recovery in these chronic maladies, even with the aid of the homeopathic remedies which best cover their present symptoms? While this same force which is created for the restoration of our organism is nevertheless so indefatigably and successfully active in completing the recovery in even in severe acute diseases. What is there to prevent this? So Henneman says the answer to this question, which is so natural, inevitably led me to the discovery of the nature of these chronic diseases. We know this inquiry led Henneman into the formulation of what we now learn as theory of miasms and chronic diseases. He arrived at this answer utilizing the scientific knowledge available to him at that time. Henneman homeopathic medicine selected on the basis of Similia similibus curenda were indefatigably and successfully active in completing the recovery even in severe acute diseases and troublesome venereal diseases such as syphilis and gonorrhea. But such a treatment plan was not effective in curing chronic diseases of non-venereal origin. Why? This was the question that Heyman wanted to answer. We can now witness Heyman logically analyzing this issue before him in the following statement that non-venereal chronic disease has not only to combat the disease presented before his eyes and must not view and treat it as if it were a well-defined disease to be speedily and permanently destroyed and healed by ordinary homeopathic remedies, but that he has always to encounter only some separate fragments of a more deep-seated original disease. Here, the master introduces the new concept of separate fragments of a more deep seated original disease. He says the homeopathic physician should not combat only the disease presented before his eyes and must not view and treat it as if it were a well defined disease. At this point, we will have to go back to Henneman's Organon Aphorism 7, in which he says, now as in a disease from which no manifest exciting or maintaining cause has to be removed, we can perceive nothing but the morbid symptoms. It must be the symptoms alone by which the disease demands and points to the remedy suited to relieve it. And moreover, the totality of these its symptoms of this outwardly reflected picture of the internal essence of the disease, that is of the affection of the vital force, must be the principle or the sole means whereby the disease can make known what remedy it requires. The only thing that can determine the choice of the most appropriate remedy, and thus in a word the totality of the symptoms, must be the principle, indeed the only thing the physician has to take note of in every case of disease and to remove by means of his art, in order that it shall be cured and transformed into health. We can see that in organon itself, Even while saying the totality of these, its symptoms of this outwardly reflected picture of the internal essence of the disease must be the principle, indeed the only thing the physician has to take note of in every case of disease, and to remove by means of his art. Hahnemann had explicitly indicated about exciting or maintaining cause has to be removed, regard being had to the possibility of a miasm, and attention paid to the necessary circumstances. That means, according to Hahnemann, positive factors, miasms, or infectious toxins and accessory circumstances also should be considered along with totality of symptoms in deciding a treatment plan for a patient. It is clear that the apparent failure of chronic diseases with homeopathic treatment on the basis of Similia similibus curanter was due to the neglect shown by the profession towards positive factors, bias, or infectious toxins and accessory circumstances. I hope you are well convinced with this introductory part of the theory of chronic disease. This session is powered by Digital Version 2.0, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. I hope you are satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please mention in comment box. I will resolve it. Thank you.